is reminding us of that and getting us back to that. And I think it is quite possible that we could do these things and at the same time deal in a constructive way with our allies and friends and partners on all the other issues that we work together on. And that's what I expect out of the G7 in Canada.
Can I just ask on Russia, did you have, or Waltz, have any contact with Zelensky while you were in Saudi Arabia?
No.
And then
I didn't. I don't believe Mr. Waltz did either, but I did not. But that was the team he selected, and it was appropriate. It was his closest advisor. It was their foreign minister. It was their head of security. So we felt that that was the counterparts they sent, and to deal with us. And that's obviously pretty common in these sorts of things. Generally, the heads of state meets heads of state, and appropriate counterparts meet others. I imagine he had to get back, and he's the president of a wartime country. So he's, but we did not have any contact with him there. But I wouldn't read anything into it other than he selected his team for these talks, and the president selected his. So.
And was there any discussion with the Ukrainians about how a ceasefire, if Russia agrees, would be enforced? How would the U.S. ensure parties?
Yeah, well, the interesting thing about modern warfare is it's easier than ever to monitor, and simply because there's so many eyes on the ground, and there's also all sorts of overhead, commercial satellite and the like. It would be pretty hard to hide drone strikes. It would be hard to hide missile strikes, ballistic strikes, artillery. So we feel like that is something that could be monitored. Obviously, if in fact the Russians say yes, let's hope they say yes. If they say yes, one of the things we'll have to determine is who do both sides trust to be on the ground to sort of monitor some of the small arms fires and exchanges that could happen. But those are practices that have become common in these, and I don't think that would be difficult to set up. We didn't get into specifics, but obviously the need to monitor a ceasefire is clear to everyone.
Sir, just a quick follow-up on this question.
This is it.
Yeah, because
you haven't
up and have to get back on the
last
plane.
question, sir.
Yeah.
This administration has not hesitated to put a lot of pressure on Ukraine. You reduced their intelligence support in the middle of a shooting war. You temporarily cut off their arms, criticize them publicly, not you, but leadership in public. Are you truly prepared to apply pressure on Russia should it be recalcitrant and not agree to the terms of this ceasefire? There's been no concrete action that this administration has taken to punish Russia since it's come to office.
There's a couple points. To be clear, as far as I am aware, the United States has not provided armaments to Russia. The United States is not providing assistance to Russia. Every single sanction that has been imposed on Russia remains in place. Every single sanction the president inherited remains in place.
Previous administration.
Right, but well, I mean, they're pretty sanctioned up. I mean, there's a lot of sanctions on already. My point being is that there's been no steps taken to relieve any of these things. These things continue to be in place, but we don't think it's constructive for me to stand here today and begin to issue threats about what we're going to do if Russia says no. Let's hope they say yes. At the end, let's understand, I remind everybody and bring you back to the point, the president's desire here is to bring about a lasting and enduring peace in Ukraine. He wants the shooting and the fighting to stop, not just for 30 days, not just for 60 days, but permanently. To do that, both sides have to come to the table. We are happy. We are happy that the Ukrainians have agreed to do so. Now it is up to Russia to say yes. If Russia says yes, that's very good news, and we will begin that process and do everything we can to move that process forward. If they say no, then obviously we'll have to examine everything and sort of figure out where we stand in the world and what their true intentions are. I think it'll be, if they say no, it'll tell us a lot about what their goals are and what their mindset is. But I don't want to go into that before they've even answered us by issuing statements that are abrasive in any way. Our hope is that when we met with them last, they expressed a willingness under the right conditions, without elaborating on the right conditions, to bring an end to this conflict. That was our question when we met with them. I think I shared it with you that we're on our trip. The point of meeting with them was to find out, is this a war they wanted to end, or is this a war they just wanted to continue to in perpetuity until they achieved whatever goals they have in mind? And they expressed a willingness, under the right circumstances, which they did not define, to bring an end to this conflict. So we have Ukraine ready to come to the table. Now we need to get Russia to come to the table. If they do and the shooting stops, I think that's a very good day in the world. Obviously, no one here is pretending that negotiation is going to be easy or fast or simple. But at least we've gotten to that point. If their answer is no, then obviously we'll have to deal with that. And we'll have to at that point, make decisions on that basis. We're not there yet. Hopefully the answer is yes.
Thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
thanks guys.
Thank you.